In a forgotten corner of a small village, where the houses leaned against each other in exhaustion, there stood a tiny shack with a corrugated tin roof. In that cramped space lived Adam, a boy who knew of his father only through a faded, dusty photograph, inheriting from him nothing but his dark features and iron will. His mother, a woman whose hands bore the deep lines of 1,000 stories of patience, worked tirelessly behind an ancient sewing machine. The rhythmic clack-clack of that machine was the only soundtrack to their lives, a constant heartbeat that meant a loaf of bread would be on the table by evening. During stormy winter nights, Adam would place clay pots under the leaks in the roof to catch the rain, turning their struggle into a game while he studied his lessons by the flickering light of a candle that danced with every cold breeze. The morning of the most important exam in elementary school arrived, and Adam looked down at his shoes only to find they had finally surrendered, torn wide open at the front. That day, Adam walked with his head bowed, trying to hide his toes as they touched the dusty ground. He could hear the stinging whispers of his classmates. "Look at the future doctor in the shredded shoes." Those words did not break him. Instead, they lit a fire in his soul. He returned home to find his mother fallen asleep over her machine, still trying to mend his school shirt. In that moment, Adam realized that poverty was not a shame, but a challenge set by destiny to test his spirit. He decided to work. He began gathering firewood, selling tissues at the train station, and helping farmers not just to buy new shoes, but to buy the books that his school could not provide. But life was not finished testing them. On a bleak, lonely night, his mother collapsed. Her cough tore through the silence of the night like a blade. Adam ran through the dark, unlit streets of the village searching for a doctor, but everyone made excuses because the hour was late and he didn't have the money for the visit. He returned to find his mother smiling at him through her pain, whispering, "I am fine, my son. Go back to your studies." He collapsed into her arms and wept in silence. That night, under a star-studded sky, he looked up and made a vow. "My Lord, I will be the doctor who never closes his door to the poor. I will be the hand that heals the pain without asking for a price." From that point on, Adam no longer studied to pass. He studied to conquer helplessness. The years of adolescence passed, and Adam became a ghost haunting the libraries. When the electricity cut out in the village, he would go out and sit under a single street lamp on the main road to read chemistry and biology. His body grew thin from the lack of food, but his mind was fueled by his dream. During his final year of high school, he slept only 4 hours a night selling vegetables at dawn, attending classes in the morning, and studying late into the evening. People saw him whispering to himself and thought he had lost his mind, but he was simply explaining the lessons to himself because he couldn't afford private tutors. When the final results were announced, the entire village fell silent. Adam, the son of the seamstress, had ranked first in the entire province. Adam traveled to the big city to study medicine. The university was a different world. Classmates drove luxury cars while he didn't even have the fare for the bus. He worked in the university cafeteria washing dishes in exchange for a simple meal and a modest room in a basement. He spent 7 long years battling massive textbooks and complex terminology. Every time he felt like giving up, he would remember the rough, callous texture of his mother's hands, and his strength would return. On the night of his graduation, he didn't wear an expensive suit like the others. Instead, he wore a shirt his mother had sewn specifically for this occasion. When the name Doctor Adam was called, the hall erupted in applause not just for his brilliance, but for the story of struggle that everyone had come to know. Adam returned to his village, not to live in a distant villa, but to rebuild his mother's home. He opened his clinic in the heart of the village and placed a simple sign above the door, "The Hope Clinic." Inside, there was a golden rule. Treatment is free for anyone who reminds him of his own childhood. Adam stood in his white coat, holding his mother's hand and kissing it in front of everyone, saying, "This white coat, Mother, is made of the threads you spun with your patience." And so, the child who lived a difficult life grew up to prove to the world that light only emerges from the heart of darkness.